I'm so excited to launch my brand new book, Astrology Realized, Your Journey to Understanding Astrology. Buy it now on Amazon.com. Hello, fabulous Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of August 2013. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Now, on the surface, it does look like a largely financial month with a strong financial focus. And it all really comes down to, I'll be very honest with you, it just comes down to you're going to be okay. The money that you need is going to be there. Yes, there may be a little bit of scrambling. Actually, you're entering the month, maybe having to fill out some forms or figure out how you're going to actually finance whatever it is that you want to do next. But for all that and for all the concerns and all the stress, ultimately you end up being very resourceful, and you'll see that more and more, especially as we get you to the very end of the month. And in the beginning of the month, on the one hand, there is an element of you attracting funds, and on the other hand, there's an element of you attracting opportunities so that you can work on your own behalf to create greater prosperity for yourself. So that is all there. You can just trust in that and just have that create a little bit of calm in your heart. The money you need is going to be there, and you're certainly going to take action to support whatever opportunities or information comes forward, and that's great. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention something very important that's taking place for you in the sky this month. Now, as I told you last month, this month it continues. You've got Jupiter in your sign for the next year, and this is all very grand. But what happens this month is the beginning of a very important conversation between Jupiter in your sign and Pluto in your opposite sign. So this month that conversation reaches an exact moment, but this conversation is going to be with you throughout the year. And in 2014, again, there's going to be some precision, and I'll talk about it when I get there in this conversation. But for now, this is an incredibly important time for you to be paying attention, because what takes place for you this month, especially in regards to how other people trigger you to be more honest with yourself, this is an important theme that is going to be with you throughout the coming year. But also, it is this month that sort of sets off the understanding. And because it's the very beginning, because it's the first precise conversation, I can't say that I promise you total resolution. In fact, what I am seeing is that the themes that come up now, especially where they come to partnership, relationships, to love, your willingness to be loved, seeing barriers within you to love, seeing how actually you say one thing that you want, but your actions are actually creating a whole other outcome that you don't really like. And I am seeing for a lot of people, you are going to be saying, a lot of people of your sign are going to be saying, how am I here again? I don't understand how I ended up here again. How is it that this situation turned out exactly as that one and that one when I said I would never go through that again? And this is valuable because this means that awareness is taking root. Awareness is starting to plant itself, and from that, a tree that represents you, a more honest and stronger you, is going to grow. But that's the thing with trees or any kind of plants, any farmer or anyone in agriculture can tell you, or even the layperson who's just observant can tell you. Things don't just grow overnight, right? You have to nurture them. First, you have to be aware of what you are planting, and then it needs nurturing, and then eventually you get to the place where, yes, there's this change, there's metamorphosis, and you've got this glorious plant. And that's what you have to think, and you have to remember that this month. It is part of a process. Those of you who are single, I'm not saying that you're going to find your soulmate this month. It may feel like it based on the intensity of your feelings. But what I think is much more likely is you're going to attract experiences that in some way prepare you for eventually meeting your soulmate. And so it's important, and you've got to embrace it. Embrace all of it, whether it feels good or not, if it feels so intense you don't know what you're going to do or not. And this is true for those of you in relationships as well. Whatever the status is, the truth is going to come forward. You are going to have to admit to yourself how you really feel, and you are going to be encouraged to make changes once you see how it is that you really feel. And that's the thing about truth. Once things come into the light, they really can't go back into the dark. You can't be the same once you've actually seen what is. And so it should be very, very welcomed. So much of you, your patterns, your habits, things that you just didn't even realize or didn't want to acknowledge were there are going to come up to the light. They're coming up to be healed. And as you face those very brave questions, you are going to find a new sense of freedom and a new sense of self-honesty and self-respect than you knew before. Thank you for watching. It'll be a great month. Be fabulous and enjoy.